I see 2 more people that are registering, just 1 minute and we start. Fa qualche foto, ma non a me, dopo agli speaker. No? So, good morning, hello to everybody. Welcome to our 2019 reunion. Welcome back to Trieste for many of you. I have to say that for me and for the board of the association, it's very nice to see that many people have registered. Not all of you are here already, because it's maybe early in the morning for some of you. But really we have around 130 people that have registered for the day. So we couldn't be more happy that you are here this morning, because we all know time is quite a precious resource. So your presence here is a sign that you are interested in keeping in touch with the association. You are interested in being an active part of the community. And we hope that the program that we prepared today is going to meet your expectations. I wanted to say that we worked enough, okay, not a lot, but we worked enough for this program. I wanted to call here close to me Maria Trimarchi, Carlo Rossi, and we will also have some other members of the board that worked with us, but they will be late. One of them just came from China yesterday evening, so she will reach us a bit later. And unfortunately, the one that will reach us later is the first vice president, unfortunately the second vice president, Francesca Solian, that I don't know if she is watching us. She did a great job, especially in the communication of the reunion. She had an important commitment, last-minute commitment that she could not postpone, so she will not be here, but I really want to stress the importance of the work she did. Of course, there is Valentina Savino out there, but she's not here. I will say thank you again later. Thank you, Valentina. Okay, so now before starting the reunion, I would like to briefly tell you 2 words about the program of these 2 days together. We are going to start with the alumni talks, and this year we decided to try to make it more interactive, because last year's you heard around 8-10 speakers coming in front of you with their slides, and they were talking, and after the 5th speaker maybe you lost a little bit your patience. So this year we are going to call 5 of them the first time, and then in a second row the other 5, and I will try to interview them. So we are going to make it more interactive. Please feel free to step in and also ask questions. We'll have a second microphone here. After the speaker sessions, we'll have a coffee break, so you can recharge for the morning. Then we are going to have our assembly. I'm very happy because with this year's assembly, we are going to present a beautiful charity project with 2 MBA 29 students. And then we are going to have lunch. After lunch, I also hope you will enjoy a very interesting roundtable on circular economy. Then everybody can go home, relax for a while, and then we will meet this evening at 8 o'clock for our social gala dinner at Trattoria Alfaro. And this is for Saturday, and I think this could be enough. For Sunday, we are going to stay more soft, so we are into the leisure part, and for the leisure part we have 2 activities. We have the tour of the Miramare Castle, and if you want more information, you can come to Maria. And we also have the golf tournament, and for the golf, we have Carlo Rossi, and I will give him the The microphone, also people ask me if they can play with the rain, so maybe Carlo will tell you.
Well, first of all, thank you everybody for being here, for joining us here. And will be the 4th edition of the MIB Golf Championship. And I have seen already some players for the tournament in the hall. Francesco for sure, Francesco Venier, Professor Venier, who joined us last year as well. And Antonio Lauretti there, EMBA 14, who is the winner of the 2nd edition of the golf course. Actually, the situation is Antonio won the first beginners tournament and then started playing officially, and the year after won the players tournament. So he's a hell of a player. Who are the players in the room now? Beginners or official players who ask for information? Well, Francesco, obviously. But the situation is the following. We have heavy rain expected tomorrow afternoon, late afternoon. Light rain in the morning. So both tournaments are scheduled to start regularly. Nevertheless, we might decide to stop after 9 holes if the greens start not draining rain properly. So if the weather condition starts being more severe, we will stop the official tournament while the beginners will be able to complete everything. Anyhow, my suggestion is to join tomorrow morning the meeting time, 9:45 for the beginners and 8:15 for the players, to practice or to see what the weather tell us. If the weather starts being worse than expected, we might decide to postpone the World Tournament. It depends. The only situation, as players know, in which golf tournaments usually stops is when light storms arrive. So if this will be the condition, we will have, unfortunately, to postpone the tournament to a date that we will define with the golf club. I will be at the golf club this afternoon to check for the greens, for the draining of the greens and so on. And I will keep you updated this evening as well, and we know how to keep in touch with you. But tomorrow morning, the meeting point is confirmed, 9:45 for the beginners, 8:15 for the players. Thank you, everybody, for being here.
So now I am happy to invite here Francesco Venier to give his welcome on behalf of the school.
Thank you, Dorina. Welcome, everybody. Just a second, because I'm interested to listen to your success story. There are a lot of alumni going to speak this morning. But I'm really happy to see how this initiative is growing. This is really an initiative born from alumni. The school just gave the room. The idea came from the alumni board. If I'm not mistaken, it was Carlo in the previous board to have the idea, and then it grew, and every year we have more people. This year you have more than 150 enrolled persons that they will show up, maybe not the whole 2 days, but that means that the network is working, that the value of the network is working, because that's basically word of mouth success. We are not investing in marketing. So have a nice day, have a pleasant stay, learn, network, enjoy. I'm also the guy there, so if you want to join us tomorrow in the Greenfield, it's great. Also for a walk, so we need caddies. With the rain is... And that's it. I mean, MIB is you are MIB. Hey, eager to listen to your words. Thank you.
So, now I would like to invite the first group of speakers. So we have Cristina Filipova. Please come here close to me. Michele Dedea. Giulia Albonico. Artem Voitko, I hope I pronounced your name correctly. And Alessandra Manias. As I said, we are going to try to make this more interactive. So we are going to ask them some questions. We are going to ask them some professional questions, so we get to know them a little bit. But we are not going to ask only professional questions, so we are going to mingle professional with MIB-related questions. And then whenever you think they are saying something that you are really interested in, you can jump in, okay? This wants to be informal. So let's start with the first question, very basic questions. I want you to briefly introduce yourselves. We are interested mainly, you can say whatever, but the master you attended at MIB, your current job position, and if you have an interesting hobby.
Should
You
I
can
use
turn.
this one or?
Yes, as you want. Try. Is it working?
I think so. Oh.
Can you hear her?
Can you hear me? Not so much. Better? Okay. So I started MIB in 2009. I'm coming from MIRM 10, and it was really a good year with a lot of fun. But basically, I was coming from the insurance business already, from Allianz, and this was kind of a full scholarship that I got from the company. And after the scholarship, I continued with Allianz. My background is I started as an underwriter, claims handler, everything combined together in P&C business. And after MIB, somehow I got inspired to do some other things, and then I moved to organizational management, where it was a little bit more strategic, and I was a little bit more involved in how to structure the company, how to reorganize the processes, the organization. And this was a good experience, which gave me the opportunity to move to Munich, and currently I'm in organizational management in Allianz, the headquarters. And basically my job is finding new innovative ways to provide digital seamless experience around the world for all our customers.
Digital seamless experiences, that sounds good. Can we ask you your nationality?
Bulgarian.
Bulgarian, okay. Hobby, just 1 minute.
I have quite a lot of hobbies. They change almost every year, but currently I'm focusing on tennis in the summer. If I don't have injuries, because this is quite often, and skiing.
Okay, thank you, Cristina. Michele, please. The same question for all of you.
Yeah. Good morning to everybody. So the first time I gave a speech in this room was 2003. So I'm of the class of the MIB 14. Was the first edition completely in English. So we have this stretch, let's say. And this probably is the thing that helped me to take the decision to take this course 15 years ago. I'm currently the head of customer service in a company that is working in the food industry. We recently have been bought by a multinational American company, so we are part of this group. So in this period, I'm struggling with the integration processes between the companies, as many of you know how it means. Hobbies-wise, I'm an addicted of running, so I run 14 marathons. And in less than 3 hours. So
That's impressive. Yeah.
That's
Okay, thank you. Giulia, please.
Hello to everybody. I'm Giulia. I attended MIRM 15 years ago. Now I work for Allianz since I finished my master. At the beginning, I worked for Lloyd Adriatico, and so I could have the opportunity to see the merger of and so Lloyd Adriatico now is Allianz. So from
The merger between Lloyd Adriatico and Allianz.
From Lloyd Adriatico and RAS and Allianz Subalpina, all the three enterprises. Now I'm head of investment accounting, and I work with a team of 18 people, and the 5 part of them are mastered here in MIB. So it's a great opportunity to attend a master here. Now, I am married, and we have a lovely daughter. And our main hobby is to skiing. When I was younger, I did skiing races, so this was another important part of my life.
Okay. Thank you, Giulia. Artem, please.
Thanks for giving me floor. My name is Artem. This is Julia on the photo, but not not a big deal. Oh, yeah. Someone familiar, yeah. Photo was taken 1 year ago while I was working one of the biggest private intermodal transportation companies in Russia. Now,
Can you put the microphone a bit further, because I don't think they understand.
Closer
A bit
or-
further, just a bit
further.
Yes. Do you hear him properly? Yes. Okay.
All right, like that.
Okay.
Well, currently I'm ahead of what I'm ahead of. Head of strategic planning department. You know, I do a lot of work. Sometimes I don't know what I really supposed to focus on. Yeah, and you know, also it's written that I have an MBA, small but capital letters. Quite important, actually. 6 years ago, I decided to make this venture, investing all what I saved for my so-called successful career, and decided to invest everything in my MBA. Well, you know, when I went back to Russia, I had only in my pocket 200 euro, bunch of unpaid community bills for utilities, daughter and my wife, and confidence that I'm gonna pay back my money as up that I invested, not only money but also my time. And you know, everything what I expected came back for next 3 years, only 3 years. So quite successful story. If we'll have time, I'll specify or tell you in details what I have done during last 5 years, but a bit later. Just for introduction, I guess that's enough.
Thank you, Artem. Alessandra, please.
Good morning. I'm Alessandra. I was here for Executive MBA 7, 2007. I decided to start to come and do an MBA because I was in process to become the CEO of a marketing and advertising company. And I was the first architect of the school. So I didn't know anything about economy, finance, anything. And it was very hard for me, but I'm so happy to learn a lot. After many years, like 15 years in Italy, working as a salesperson, marketing consultant and everything, and the best moment of my life of success, I decided to quit and move to California. So I went in Los Angeles and I started a new life, and I'm opening a startup and different things, completely different. And my dream is to become a successful production designer and art director for movies, and I'm doing it. So I'm an entrepreneur and also art director for entertainment, like TV show and movies. I'm here 1 week, so I decided to come.
Okay, thank you, Alessandra, as well. Okay. So now I would like to ask again all of you very fast 2 or 3 adjectives that can summarize your MIB experience. Christina. Adjectives.
It's okay. Lessons for lifetime, I think. Fun and intense.
Okay, thank you. Michele.
More or less are the same. So intense for sure, funny because we have a lot of fun in those 9 months spent here, and challenging.
Challenging as well. Giulia.
Sorry. Of course, international. Friendship, because I have a lot of friends of my course, and hardworking.
Hardworking, okay. Artem, please.
Okay. You know, it's quite fancy today to characterize everything with E. E-learning, education. So, by chance, you know, my adjectives begins with E, by chance, but efficient, empowering, and exciting.
Okay, thank you for this fancy description, Artem. Alessandra?
Challenging,
Challenging.
brilliant, and networking.
Good. Now I want to ask you, you can intervene just if the answer is yes. Are you following the MIB Trieste Alumni Association? No, so, okay, no, this is, okay. So the name is MIB Trieste Alumni Association because the school has incorporated within its name, Francesco is not here anymore, instead of MIB School of Management, it has become MIB Trieste School of Management. So we are reproposing the formal name of the school. This doesn't mean we represent just Trieste. I hear this very often, and sometimes, I'm very honest, it bothers me, because we really try to be international. So we have people here, and we will tell you later, that are doing things in Munich and in Brussels and maybe in London, in South Africa in the future. Anyway, we are international. So the Trieste in the name is just because the school is formally called Trieste. Okay, so.
Yes, I do follow. Unfortunately, sometimes things are in Italian, so we can't really follow internationally, but every time when I have a chance to follow up, I'm always there. Of course, I'm always on MIP on the Snow, and I really regret this year it was cancelled.
Where is Stefano Pilotto? He's not here. Okay, we will have MIB on the Snow still. This is more Stefano Pilotto's job, but I will deal with it next year, and I hope we'll have it. Okay.
And of course, some of you know that also in Munich we started this initiative a few years ago, trying to catch up. First, it started from networking drinks, also involving the current students every year when they're visiting Munich.
In the study tour, yes.
Yeah, in the study tour, so yes, I must say yes.
But you did also, when we were there, you also had a workshop on the future of insurance, and not only cafes,
we had
right?
a few activities 2 years in a row. This year we didn't have so much time to prepare and organize, but the first 2 years we tried to involve the alumni in Munich and also the students who were visiting during the study tour. Honestly, I don't remember anymore the topics because it was 3 years ago, but yeah.
So
it was
you
always,
follow the association,
it was always
okay.
a good discussion and good outcome.
In my case, to be honest, not that much. I'm just having sometimes a look on the LinkedIn page or...
So I bothered Michele. No, to be honest, he wrote me first. So after I said, are you coming? So, okay, now he's following the association. Giulia?
Of course, no, to be honest, I follow the association, only reading the newsletter.
That's good.
But for the moment, I couldn't attend
You got
the event
too many.
because of my private and professional life is very busy. So for the moment, no, but for the future.
Not so much. Okay. So since we have, sorry, Artem, now just you have fancy adjectives and I like your way of, to you, I want to ask something different. Could you think of a reason, and also to Alessandra, of a reason, at least one reason, why people, students and alumni should get involved with the MIB Alumni Association, in your opinion? So why people should get involved, what they could get from it?
To prove that they exist. Because if you study at such a beautiful school, if you should taking part in the life after graduation, you know, is a must. Is a must, and by the way, if you don't know, Professor Pelota, our dear professor, very often visit Moscow. Last autumn I met him suddenly in Moscow, and we had a dinner. After a couple glasses of wine, we decided to establish a Moscow branch, office of MIB. He found a blank A4 sheet, and in one sentence and 3 witnesses, he prepared articles of incorporation. I have it at my home.
We saw that on Facebook,
So
yes.
you should know that we exist even in Moscow. Thank you.
Okay, I think it's important to be part of the alumni because we have to share our experience. When we work, we just focus on what we are doing, then family, and then everybody is doing what they need every day. But when you share your experience with the people that, like maybe other manager or other people that are doing the same job, it's really important. We're first a human being, so I think before numbers, before business, before companies, there is people. So it's really important to take care of the human part, and sharing in a really important network like this one, I think we can learn a lot, and also learn from the other people, and also give what we know to the other people.
Okay, thank you, Alessandra. So now from some MIB questions, let's go back to your careers. I'm curious to know how many of you have always wanted to do the job you're currently doing? Like when you're young, is this where you saw yourself head of something, insurer, you not for sure? Just like where did you stand when you were young, if you had clear ideas and if these ideas became reality or not?
Actually, since 17, I wanted to work in an insurance company. It's a weird story. But in that time at school, I had a subject, insurance theories, and some other insurance subjects. And at the same time, Allianz entered the Bulgarian market. This was the first international company. So somehow I was fascinated, and since that moment I knew I wanted to work for Allianz and I wanted to study insurance. So I dedicated all my professional experience and education to insurance theories and knowledge. And here I am, 10 years of studying insurance, 10 years working, 13 years working for insurance company, and still the same insurance company. I don't know if it's good or bad, but...
It's very good, Christina. Thank you. Michele, please.
No, it's not my case for sure. To be honest, I never planned my let's say, career or the best job of my life. So it's a process, always an ongoing process that comes experience after experience. So I study engineering, and then I take an MBA, and then I work in different company, always in the field of customer service, but different industries also. So
yes, thank you.
Planet.
Julia?
No, when I started working, I didn't have a specific idea of what I would like to do. Now, yes, I think that if you join, if you join what you do, it's the best way to work well. I think that if you don't have a specific goal to reach, it's easier if someday your working job is always the same. You can have a courage to change it. So you are more free if you don't have a specific idea.
Okay, interesting perspective. Thank you. Artem, very eager to hear your answer.
All right, frankly speaking, I've already spent around 10 years in investments, and my education, my MBA here was quite logical continuation of my career. I was pretty sure that it will bring result, boost my career, literally. So I was right at that moment. Regarding what I studied and as I use it currently, well, about hard skills, probably I was quite good prepared at that time, but school also shared with me, soft skills subjects and disciplines that really important in my everyday job. To manage and communicate with people, it's really valuable, and that's what I brought to Russia from here.
Okay. I am not my job, so I'm a very free person, and I think what I'm doing is the evolution of myself. The only thing I wanted to do all my life is to do something artistic. So I live and I work with creativity. I like to have a different point of view, and I strongly believe in knowledge. So I studied a lot. Architecture, MBA, psychology, everything. I'm studying all the time because I really think that we have to be really good in what we're doing. The only thing I'm doing that it was like a shame in my family is like to work on movies. It was like impossible. I never thought to can go in Los Angeles and work in TV show and movies, but okay, it was I'm crazy, so I think I'm not a regular person because I decided to quit, to restart from zero and do something completely different and so hard. But I'm using everything. For example, with the MBA, I'm the best on budgeting when we do a movie, so I have a lot of compliments on with psychology. I can study the character. So I think what I'm doing is the evolution of a process that I started since when I was younger.
Okay, yes, thank you, Alessandra. You introduced a topic that I also had on my list of questions. You said you learned from your MBA, you're among the best with the budget. I want to ask you just one aspect. It doesn't have to be theoretical, like it doesn't have to be a specific topic. It might be a skill or something that, what's the one aspect or the one lesson that you think you learned here at MIB? Something that you still apply today, maybe.
I'm better with numbers, and my friend Fanara here can tell him, because sometimes I call him and say, do you think I'm retarded because I have a problem with numbers? And he said, no, just study and you're okay, you're fine. So I think a lot of budgeting and organization that I didn't have before with the... And also the networking. So I was not working so much with other people, just my team, but not with the team that are in like big companies. So I didn't have an idea of what it means to work at big companies, like Allianz or Fincantieri and other things. So it was very important for me to share experiences also on it.
Okay, who wants to add something on this? There are some specific aspects or things that you learned and that you still somehow apply today?
I would say, yeah, being open-minded and accepting the opinion of everybody, because there's no wrong answer or wrong solution.
It depends.
It depends, and of course, in international environment, you have to listen more careful to understand exactly what's behind and not taking it as black or white. This was something that really was my takeaway after 1 year and really helping me even today at work.
Okay, anyone wanting to add something?
I can add an aspect especially during the classes here, that is still for me an important learning point that has been the development of the soft skills. Here there was a big concentration on these aspects, because more or less when you enter an MBA, at least you have some, let's say, in your subject, you are quite skilled. You are recently graduated, so I'm an engineer. No problem with numbers, with Excel, or whatever. But the soft skills in an international environment really makes the difference then in your working experience.
Okay, thank you, Michele. You want to add something, or we move on?
I agree with him, and one important aspect was also team working, because in your working life, if you nowadays if you don't have this inside of you, it's difficult to find a solution, and because team working now is very important.
I agree, Julie.
Well, as for me, I appreciate pretty much the set of courses on strategy development in general, and regarding how to develop firms and businesses. And now one is leadership development, how to develop yourself, so you know from both sides. It brings a pretty good synergy.
Good. Thank you, guys. Another question. Now we go to your job again. What do you wish people knew better about the job you're doing? Where do you think sometimes people misunderstand, or they assume that your job is about something when in reality your job is just a little part about this something, and it's much more about something that they don't understand? Is this clear enough?
For me, it's easy. Everybody thinks insurance is old-fashioned business, something boring, but actually it's a lot of fun, especially if you have the opportunity working with different countries and different nations. It's a lot of fun, definitely.
So, go to insurance, guys. Christina says it's a lot of fun. Please, if you want to add something, now feel free. If you want to add, just jump in. It's not necessary for everybody, just if you want to add things.
In my case, I think that is international relationship are a very building experience. Because you have the opportunity to have the opinion also of the people that you are not that have a different ideas and a culture, so it's an enrichment for you.
Okay. Good.
Me, yeah. Actually, it's a difficult question. I gotta think really what my job and really has probably could you specify regarding my job that do what?
In the sense that if you feel people don't know exactly what you're doing during your job, so they assume you said you are.
You know, my experience says me that if people don't know what I do, I usually don't tell them what I do.
Okay, this is an interesting.
It's, you know, I'm on a position that I shouldn't explain anyway what I do. We see results what I provide. But I don't disclose the means what I use. And by the way, some people in the organization I worked for, they were assured that I receive money for zero efforts. Yeah, I said, you know, you're right. I really don't care because I love the work I do every day. So I don't think I do any efforts, something extra, because it's you know, if you love your job, you never work. You enjoy your life.
Yes.
So I don't care about the people who don't know what I do.
Okay, so no, I understand your point. My question came from, so personally I work now as a science communicator, and sometimes many people say, I don't know what you're really doing, so sometimes it's just these questions like, I wish I understood what you really do, so I thought maybe this could be interesting if some of you in the jobs you do that, there is something you wish the public knew about what you do.
All my subordinates understand the tasks I set every day. And I built the processes in my division, my department, in a way they execute them perfectly, absolutely perfect, due to MIB School of Management, by the way. And regarding other things, actually, I've never thought of this. Never thought.
Okay. Alessandra, if you want to add something.
So about opening startups, everybody knows. About production design for movie, nobody knows. And if you want to tell you in 3 seconds, because it's, okay, I read the script. This is a sort of book the production give me. Then from this, I create the style. And after that, I start to work only on budgeting. So the big work is budgeting, then I have to hire people, create my crew, build the set, make the movie, work with the director in every scene, and then take down everything and be paid.
Thank you. Okay, I would like, now I will ask them one more funny question about MIB, and then I would like to give the last 10 minutes of their session, before I invite the other 5, 2 questions from your side. So I would like you to think of some questions to ask them, which I will give you the microphone just in 5 minutes. So my last question to all of you now is, quite briefly, okay, the most challenging part of your MIB experience and the best part. So the most, I call it challenging, not to say that the worst, but okay, the most challenging, okay?
Definitely the most challenging part was getting into this international environment and working with so many different people and different opinions. We were all very young, very restless. How to say? Very motivated, with very strong opinion, and it was really the first few months. It was very difficult to mix together and to have good outcomes. But yeah, during after few months, we somehow went as a proper machine working together. We were 18 people, really, and this was the good part. At the end, we were really friends. Although none of them are here today, it's only me after 10 years. But yeah, we're still in touch, and we try to catch up in every possible occasion. So this was the best part.
Yes, because we see you. Also, your colleague Flora Alieva was supposed to be here, but then she had something that she could not attend anymore. But then we had also Anna. You were here at some reunions. You come back, so I see many of the MIRM. You are MIRM 10. I see some MIRM 10 people. They are involved. Okay, Michele.
The most challenging part, I mean, after 15 years, I still have in my memory the theater performance for the management development course that was at all not my best.
You can tell us. We didn't have any theater.
Lucky.
We didn't have any theater joy, no, performance.
Yeah, basically during the management development course with Andrea Notarnicola, if I remember well, we have been given a plot.
Yes.
And to adapt, write and adapt to something business related. And then we represent here, divided in our working group, our, let's say, plot. And so.
You needed some help from Alessandra to put the scene into practice and everything. Okay, and the best part?
The best part is the relation we build within classmates. We are still, with few of them, we are still in touch, and we try as much as possible to meet.
We have Novella here that will follow. I could not put you two together. Okay, Giulia.
The most challenging part of my MIB experience was where the section with Tim Baxter.
Where is Tim now? Come on, these were the best moments of the MIB life.
Because he teaches us team working and problem solving soft skills. So these moments are were very challenging. And also all I learn with these lessons nowadays I can touch with my hands because for example team working and I teach you also to understand people and the needs of people and what they want to do on the working life.
Okay, thank you. Artem?
All right. You know, start with the best. So I pay tribute to great and beautiful country I got familiar with, and Italy, the country. I fell in love, actually. Got familiar with great culture and people. I interacted on a daily basis that helped me to dive into Italian atmosphere, Italian community. That I actually enjoyed, but probably to know people is a luxury for me, especially the people I met here, who was just good, simply good. I enjoyed it, and probably the experience that so-called negative. Actually, I didn't...
Challenging. Let's not use negative words.
All right. Leave aside negative, challenging. All right. I'm an international student. I used to be, so I brought my family here, wife and daughter, and we struggling with questura to get a permesso di soggiorno. And finally, we've got it. 2 weeks before we left Italy. So it's quite, you know. I've got an MBA degree. We got permesso di soggiorno for 2 weeks, and it was quite funny. But regarding challenges, not negative, but challenge. We like challenges, you know. Especially
This was within your MIB MBA experience context, but outside, really inside the MBA, the MIB could not really do anything to help you with the questura, so the challenge came from the outside more than from the inside.
You know, I would recommend for international students all to apply, even for EU students, to apply for permesso di soggiorno, so that to develop necessary skills for them to overcome hardships when they go back to their daily work. It's important, quite, you know. Thank you, Barbara, by the way. She made some efforts to facilitate that, and you did a good job.
Thank you, Artem.
I'm fast. Challenging part, finance.
The budget
best part, working on a team in case history. So the case history for me was the best. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Now, I would like to first give them a big round of applause for, wait. Questions now. Come on, because I thought of some questions, but for sure you have different ideas, so now it's your time. Lisa?
Buongiorno, I have a question for this lady. Yes. I'm interested to know what kind of movie you are making and how you decide to make it or not.
Okay. So I moved 3 years ago in Los Angeles when I start from zero, and in this period I'm doing thriller. I don't know why. They used to send me the script and I read the project and I'm doing it. So I'm doing also TV, especially TV series pilot. So we did maybe 3-4 episodes, and then we send to Netflix and they decide if you want to produce or not. And I'm working also on theater. I'm doing all of this just because I'm new, and there is like millions of people in Los Angeles that they want to do the same job. So the first year I took everything, like music videos, TV show. The second year less, and now I'm deciding my project. I used to decide the project that they can give me a new step on the career. For example, bigger production, or also emergent director, but very talented, or production that they have a lot of connection. So I studied the situation, the project, and then I decided. But it's so hard to make a movie that when they call me, I'm so happy. Because now I'm working on the independent movie to do the big movies that maybe you can see like Disney or Warner Bros. Is a long process, and it takes years to become a union and all of that. I hope to arrive at that level, but I'm just arrived, so.
So if you invite us to some premiere of one of your movies soon, I'm sure we can organize a MIB in California. We will do our best.
And we do a project you never know, because it's not the budget that make a movie important. There are many movies that they spend a little money and they are super famous. And there are big movies, they spend hundreds of millions and they're flop. So it's really important, the director and the crew, and the quality of the content of the project, the movie.
Thank you, Alessandra. Other questions? Don't be shy. Come on. No more questions. Okay. Katia, you saved me.
I have another question for Alessandra, because I'm amazed about this change of life, okay? So what happened? What pushed you to change? What was the reason why you decided for this shift or like jump into another life? And what were the challenges you faced and what helped you to overcome fears or constraints, whatever?
In my case, was really probably the best moment of my career, and I was busy. I was working 15 hours a day, but I am a painter also. I paint. I start to have a problem to paint. My creativity was going down, and when I arrived at the moment that I hated my clients, I talk to them and I say, you know what, I woke up and I don't want to come here. So, and because I was a consultant, and I think I have to do something in change. So the last 2 years, I saved money, and I told to my husband, you know what, I can travel 6 months, just around the world. Or I have money to live, to change our life and live in another country. We can live 1 year, then we have to do something. And I didn't have an idea that my husband said, you know what, I'm depressed. I never told you, so I can quit tomorrow morning and we can change our life. When I was here, I didn't have a fare because I was tired of my life. And the problem is when you are in a new country and you don't know anybody, you don't know how to start. I never worked for a company. I always worked for my own. So it was very hard at the beginning. I think it can be harder to be alone doing this process. So I moved with my husband and with my dog. And so it was a really big support.
Thank you, Alessandra. Other questions? Otherwise, we'll invite them to come here. And we have another question. Arturo?
No, not at all. Okay, guys, general question, career aside, how has this experience here changed your personal life? Did you see any improvement on, I don't know, applying soft skills you've learned here with your family maybe? I don't know if you want to elaborate on that.
Oh, that's good for the next group, but it's okay. Cristina, can I suggest you to start, please?
Yeah, I think, as I said at the beginning, I'm much more open-minded and more tolerant towards my family. When they insist on something, I try to understand why exactly it's so important. So I think this is really something that gives you the capability to listen to the others, not only at work and at school, but also in your private life. And this gives you a little bit more comfort and peace with yourself after that, because I was a person who was always insisting on my own, and if I like this, I go for it. Nobody could stop me. And now I realize I'm a little bit more soft with that and listen more to the other people around.
I'm quite similar to what she said. At least I'm listening to the other's opinion. Doesn't
mean you follow their opinion, but at least you're listening. Yes.
Yeah.
Good. Artem, do you want to add something?
First of all, I would like to thank you for your question. It's quite important question how my MBA affected my personal life. First of all, I think after graduation I was ready to take more risks. First of all, be more responsible at the same time for the steps I gotta do. And personal. I decided that it's time to go for the second child after graduation. So, That's also what was important for me after MBA, just to grow with my family together.
A little bit stronger and just be confident with the budgeting, other things that I didn't have before, but stronger.
Thank you. Julia, you want to add? Or?
No, to me it was important because I found a job, because in that period Allianz and Generali sponsored the master, yes. And also was important to give me soft skills and to know better insurance
topics.
Matters, yes.
Okay. So we thank them with another round of applause, and we invite the other ones. So Michele, Novella, Francesco, Roberta e Gianluca. Okay, so the first question will be the same, just very limited number of questions will be the same. The first question, of course, will be who you are, okay? Can you briefly introduce yourself, the master, and something interesting about yourself?
Yes, I attended the MIRM course 5, already 15 years ago. Since then, what I've done, I've started my career in Generali head office. Then, after 3 years, I decided to change company and country at the same time. Moved to France to join AXA Corporate Solution. Then, within the 9 years passed in AXA Corporate Solution, I had the opportunity to stay 3 years and a half in expatriation in Hong Kong, wonderful experience. Then back to Paris, again in AXA Corporate Solution, and after 12 years of big, huge companies, I decided I needed to free ideas, free energies. And I joined a group of friends in the market and we created a startup in insurance. Must be less glamorous and interesting than the Alessandra's one. Yeah, I believe it will attract less question, I guess. And since then, and so far, it's been a great adventure. Lots of interesting things have been going on. And the journey is still continuing, notwithstanding the difficult market condition in insurance, but still no regret to have done this. On more personal side, I'm father of 2 wonderful kids, and with my Triestinian wife. That has been. She's not. I don't believe she's watching because she's with the kids at the moment in Paris. What else? Hobbies. Yes, I've since 1 year I start playing golf and I'm completely addicted to it. Unfortunately, I won't be there tomorrow, but I'll make sure next year.
Next year?
Yeah,
okay,
of course.
Okay.
Anyway, this year would have been challenging because after 1 year, my balls are still a little bit sliced. For those playing golf, they know what I mean. And what else? And I'm trying to get better play backgammon. I don't know who in the whole knows what is this about. And that's it for me.
Thank you, Michele.
Okay.
Novella.
Novella. So good morning, everyone. I attended MIB, the MBA, 15 years ago, so it was quite same year.
Same MIRM
yes,
and MBA the same year.
Yes, as Michele. So it was quite shocking when you called me and you said you want to come because you attended the MIB 15 years ago.
I'm
but it's
sorry, I
okay.
had this effect on your novella. I wanted to.
No, but 15 years is quite massive,
I know.
but it's still okay because then you come here and you feel the MIB spirit when you see Michele, I see Wally, other people attending the same great moments. After my MBA, I moved to Rome because I spent 10 years there in Procter & Gamble, moving from detergent, skincare, customers, big, let's say, strong experience. And then I decided to change my life, moving from a fast-moving consumer good company to a different industry. I moved to Milan and I'm now working in Whirlpool. So I'm the head of brand and communication in Whirlpool in Milan. So quite two different experiences, both American companies, but different industry. And this is let's say, what I'm doing right now. I'm from Trieste, so let's say it's quite also a pleasure to come here sometimes. It was a great experience, even if that year in Trieste was a special year because it was like a kind of gap year. You are fully involved in the MBA experience and you kind of forget with the pleasure the rest of your life because it's so intense, and then maybe we'll talk later, but great memories. Hobbies, well, for sure, hobbies is still traveling. So whenever I have the chance, I travel everywhere. So we talked rightly before going to Colombia. I'm back from Colombia. So whenever there is a chance to do a nice trip, I try to do as much as possible. So it used to be a great hobby in the past, and it's still a great hobby now.
Okay, thank you. Francesco?
Hello, everybody. Good morning. I want to greet my EMBA colleague. They promised me a little hola, but I don't see it. Okay.
Okay, he did it, Alessandro.
I also have to change my photo.
You gave me this photo, Francesco.
Okay. I'm degree in economics. I study in Venice. Okay. In 2007, I had the MBA number 7. In this moment, I was a CFO in private companies, and the MBA experience helped me to change my working life. I was starting with a new experience, a consulting company, and the experience helped me to have this changing. At the moment, I have experience in lean manufacturing, in accounting, and the experience of Trieste, of MIB, was very, very interesting for the variety of the arguments. Okay, especially the soft skills helped me to have confidence with my skills and with the possibility to have the changement. Okay.
Okay. Hobbies?
Hobbies: mountain biking.
Okay.
Okay, and skis.
And skiing. Okay, thank you. Roberta, please.
Good morning to everybody. Thank you, Dorina, to invite me. I am a MIB 4.
MBA 4.
Yes, I don't know if it is necessary to say how many years ago, but
there are people that are here, MBA 29.
Mobile when we do MIB, it's 25 years. Sorry, novella. 25 years. Okay, I'm from Trieste. I work in Trieste in Gruppo Illy. I moved my first steps in Illy Caffè in consolidated financial statement after 2 years after MBA, because previous I had some small experience. And today I am in the CFO of the holding company that is the family company that owns Illy Caffè and other small companies in different fields like cacao, tea and wine. And from last month, I am in the board of a wine company that is in Tuscany. We are starting a very nice wine relay. So no advertising, but
You can tell us more after, okay?
just to give something different about my work, that is I work in finance and accounting, and sometimes it's not so exciting. And what else? I am married. I have a daughter that is a teenager, so it's more difficult to manage a teenager that go to work or have a master. And that's it.
Hobbies?
My hobbies are also for me skiing. I remember MIB ski days, that was very nice. Gardening, cooking for friends, eat and drink with friends.
Okay, very good.
And last year, after 24 years of master, I started running. But I cannot say that I am a runner.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Roberta. Gianluca.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Dorina, for inviting me. Absolutely. It's a pleasure to come back here in this mystical Ferdinand Dios Palace. As Professor Pilotto is not here, so someone has to say it.
He will be here, I hope.
He's a Professor Pilotto.
Where is? No, he said he will be here, but I don't know.
He disappeared.
I have to check whether he sent some messages. Yes.
So I attended by myself the MIRM 15 edition, so it was 5 years ago. Not 25, of course, it's a bit less. But it looks like it was yesterday, actually, so it's a bit, like it's really nice to be here on the other side, perhaps, because I was sit there when I was on my graduation day. So, and during these 5 years happened so many things. I mean, I changed several jobs. I work in different companies. I had the opportunity to meet very, very interesting people who really changed my life. And at the beginning, I used to work as a broker in Aon, the insurance broker. Then I decided to switch from the brokerage business to an insurance company, which was AIG, American International Group, where I used to work as an underwriter, based in Milan, by the way, also in my previous experience. So I had the opportunity to make some comparison between the life as a broker and, on the other side, when you are an underwriter and you have to take risks, which is what insurance is all about, perhaps. And after that, I decided to join a little bit another group, and not an American one, but an European one. And I used to work for Allianz Partners, which is a division of Allianz who, let's say, look after automotive, travel, assistance, and health insurance. And it was pretty different compared to what I used to do before. And after that, when Trieste calls, Gianluca answers.
Gianluca says
because
yes.
there was this opportunity to come back here in Trieste, where I currently work in the Generali Group, in their insurance department, where I really enjoy my job. And I really love this city, and I owe a lot to Trieste. So
Are you from Trieste? Or
I'm not from Trieste.
Where do you come from?
South Italy. I'm from Lecce, which is a wonderful place, and Trieste reminds me a lot of my place. That's why I
Okay,
come back here.
good.
About my hobby, I really love movies, so
Alessandra had a lot.
I'm really passionate about cinema, and I really love also traveling, because you can meet so many different people, experiences, places, and it's really an open-minded activity from my point of view. And then I like to practice sports of every kind. I mean, I used to be a volleyball player when I really had a lot of spare time. Now it's a little bit more challenging, but I like to practice sport, of course.
Okay, thank you, Gianluca. We can move to the second question now. Let's talk a bit about MIB now. We start with Michele. What determined you to enroll in a master program here at MIB? So what were the reasons? Personal, career?
Coming straight from the university was my intention to add an additional learning experience that could make me stronger, give me a stronger professional profile before starting.
So you came at MIB with no working experience immediately after the university?
No working experience, meaning other than those you can do once you are at the university, which doesn't count actually. Okay. Yes, straight from the university. So this was the real reason why.
Okay, thank you. Novella?
To me, it was quite a strange, maybe, chance. Because I was, when I finished university in Trieste, then I decided to take 1 year off, the famous sabbatical year, the gap year, the best year of my life, for sure.
Okay.
So I decided up front to graduate it on time, and then take this year and spend 6 months in Spain, 6 months in Australia. Those are the two countries I have in my heart. When I was working, so I was doing an internship in the Italian Trade Commission, ICE, in Sydney, but clearly it was more like a personal experience rather than professional, frankly speaking. And then I was working in the marketing department of mailboxes in Spain, in Barcelona. And at that time, I wanted to spend my life in Spain. So by chance, I also wanted to do an MBA, and I said maybe I will do my MBA in Spain, in Barcelona, as an executive format. Mm-hmm. By chance, I read an article on the newspaper when they said, come to this place and you will find your interesting information about the MBA around Europe. Uh-huh. And by chance, when I entered in that place, and this happened in 2003, I met Professor Venier, Pilotto.
Where was this?
So
where, in Spain?
People that I used yes, all people that I used to know from the university, because they were also teaching at the University of Trieste. So by chance, that was the first year they did the MBA in English. So I said, maybe it's time for me to take this opportunity, go back to Trieste, do my MBA here, start the new adventure. So a lot of chances.
By chance, yes. Fortunate, I would say. Francesco.
As I said, in 2007, I was thinking to change my working life, so I need a big experience for improve my competence. At the time, I remember I was choosing between MIB and QOA.
Okay.
I choose MIB for logistics
reasons,
and also for the quality of the material and the teaching. I had in the second time another executive master in lean manufacturing in Padova, so I complete my career.
This way, okay, very interesting. Roberta, thank you, Francesco.
But at that time, I would to have a bridge from academy to business. And also I chose the MIB because I was very interested by international program and multicultural classmate. So I wished to have an experience in this way.
Okay. Gianluca?
Actually, this is a difficult, not question, let's say, but my career path wasn't really planned, you know, because when I was in high school, I didn't even want to go to university, actually. I mean, I decided to go to university the very last year because I was passionate about law. I said, okay, let's try with law school. And then while I was in law school, I said, okay, of course I want to become a lawyer. I mean, I'm attending law school, I should be a lawyer. This was until my Erasmus experience, which was absolutely...
Where did you go?
In Nantes, in France, which was... it's an amazing city, by the way. I recommend going there because it's a wonderful place. And then I said, no, I can't stay stuck in an office working just with Italian people. I want to do something international. And, you know, my last year of university, I was looking for some master. And at the beginning, I wanted to go abroad because I wanted to improve also my, you know, language skills in some, you know, some English country perhaps, or in another English-speaking place. But then I bumped, I say, into MIB School of Management, and I read some feedback on the internet because, you know, I Googled it. I said, okay, you know what, insurance must be a very interesting field, by the way. I mean, it's not just about auto insurance and, you know, agents and stuff like that. So I said, why not? Let's try it.
So you talked to Christina. She said it's very funny and interesting, so you should go.
We're connected, I don't know. And I'm really glad that I made that choice because it really changed my personal life and also my career, absolutely. So I'm really, really happy to be part of this community, definitely.
Thank you, Gianluca. Now, from some MIB questions, we go to your job again. The best part, the part that you love most about your job that you are doing now, and the most challenging, not the negative. Artem, please. Okay. Of your job, okay, not me.
Yes. About my job is meaning working in an insurance startup in the format that we got. We are just 7 of us. So the best part is the agility. The idea really, as I mentioned, the free ideas and energies, because in a small company you need to be inventive. In the way we work, we have to find new product, new offer, and then combine offer and demand for it. So that's the great part of my job, which totally love, other than the underlying activity I do on a daily basis, for which I'm passionate about. The challenging part of my job is as we represent and work on behalf of insurer, is to find nowadays people eager, willing to entrust, give you trust, and as we say in insurance, they give you the pen, that you can bind something on their behalf, which is a strong thing. So trust is something not easy to find around, and nowadays also what makes our job a bit challenging is the market condition. I believe everybody may have heard the difficulties that Lloyd's are going through, and this is reflected in the whole insurance market, and there also with restriction of capacity and so on and so forth, which again pose other challenges, which makes generate stress on a daily basis, but is heavily counterbalanced by the positive aspect, I can tell you.
Pros and cons, always. Novella?
Let's say the good part of my job, frankly speaking, this is the job I wanted to do since we were probably here reading Kotler and said, I want to do brand, communication, marketing, I want to go in Procter & Gamble, and then after 10 years I wanted to move. So I'm happy because I think I always, when I talk about my job, I think I have a luxury, also in my company, because you talk about, she was saying about cooking, I don't know, KitchenAid, Whirlpool, Hotpoint, all brands that are in our daily life and somehow are connected with our consumers. We work with agency, we develop a TV campaign, digital, PR, events. So frankly speaking, this is the great part and I absolutely cannot complain. The challenging part, which is I think also normal, I have quite a big group of people because we are in my team 35 people. So probably half of my time is with HR to understand how to manage people, people leaving the company, attracting people, moving internally, making sure all the people are they are engaged, motivated, they have the career path very clear. So people management, it's nice, it's challenging, and clearly the more we are, the more opportunities to interact with HR are there.
Okay, thank you. Francesco?
Okay. My job is to help companies to find solutions to their problems. So the good part and the bad part is this. Every day I have to find with my colleague and with my customers the better way to find the solution. The bad part is that you don't have a standard solution. So every day you have a challenge, every day you have to find a new way, okay, that is different between yesterday. I don't like to lose, so I don't give up until I find the correct and the right solution.
Okay. Roberta?
Yes, for me, what is very interesting that in my job I can have the opportunity to have the whole image of a company, of a group. Sometimes you think that finance accounting can be more boring than marketing, sales, or strategy, less exciting, but you have the whole picture and you can have the vision of where the company is going, where market is, where it's going, and where your company is going towards the market. So I think that this is very interesting from finance roles. On the other side, perhaps not here because everybody had a path of study in which the importance of finance is recognized, but this is not always in this way in business, and sometimes it's difficult to pass the concept that financial discipline is necessary to manage a company. And so you have sometimes to play a role in this way, and sometimes you are behind the other. It's not always a position in which you have visibility, but you can have a good route to grow.
Thank you, Roberta. Gianluca.
Yes, the best part of my job is that I absolutely feel empowered and I feel the trust of the people I work with, which is not something so obvious when you work in such a big company as the Generali Group. And I like the fact that by working in the headquarters, you have the opportunity to speak with all the operating entities which are spread all over the world. So this gives you the opportunity to touch the business in each and every country. So it's very interesting. I'm learning so many things, and this is very important from my point of view because also, you know, while working, you have to keep learning. This is absolutely important from my point of view. Well, the bad part of my job is when I have to say no, perhaps, because, you know, this is very difficult when you have to say no to someone, because you know that your decisions somehow have an impact, you know, on the local entities because they have to make business. And when you're saying, perhaps, no, you cannot do this because it's against our guidelines, against our rules, you know that you are somehow jeopardizing, I don't know, the plan of someone else. So it's difficult to say no, perhaps. This is the bad part of my job, but this is something that you have to do it, you know. It's life.
It's life. I like that. It's life. Okay, a tough question, very short also for you. Do you follow MIB Trieste Alumni Association? Silence.
The question is
From
easy indeed, because following nowadays whatever is published on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook is easy. So I do follow. Then
thank you, Michael.
If the question was, do you participate?
I haven't seen you, so...
Is that the tough question? And honestly, I do not participate as much as I would like to.
You are here today, thank you.
Yeah. Of course, this may be the starting point for me, and I do thank you for this initiative. I believe I have not been participating to the activity due to the distance. Yeah. Paris, there is no concentration, or maybe I'm wrong, and there is a concentration of alumni there.
Not so much, but we can get in touch.
If I knew
some people,
I may start giving my contribution to the alumni and try to gather those around at least France, Paris, Belgium.
There is Belgium. We have some people there, Paola and Pini. I know just the cognome, the surname. Okay, I can make it. So let me extend the question, but then also to all of you. I want to still ask you, since I asked you if you follow us, I would also want to ask you about, in your opinion, about the value of a network in general. So not only, okay, today we are talking about the alumni network, but in this knowledge economy, what's, in your view, the importance of networks? Because we are living in the knowledge economy. Yeah, this is my question. But you can develop.
Yeah, if the question is around the value behind the network, I can reply. But the knowledge is probably the key one. because meaning now the network counts how many people? The network, the alumni.
Alumni network counts. Officially registered around 2,000, but the people that have attended, I think we are the double.
Yeah.
Because the association was born in 2005, and MIB was born in 1988.
But what I mean is there are 2,000, 3,000 people which since they left the school, and even before, have done a working experience. They have a great deal of knowledge, and if such combined knowledge we manage to map it, to channel it, and to structure it, is a huge source of further training, and people can get interested in what we do. Myself, for instance, I may have something to tell and to share about what is corporate insurance, marine cargo insurance, political violence, political risk insurance, novel about marketing, branding, and so on and so forth. So, in the knowledge economy, the network may play a huge role, and this can be used either, of course, by the school, which probably is already happening because ex-alumni can participate and as a speaker to different classes, but also externally in order to promote on one side the alumni and again being the ambassador of the school and giving somehow our small contribution to the success of the school.
Thank you. Novella, so do you follow us? And if you have further thoughts, then Michele.
I do agree with the same political answer. So we are all social, always connected on our Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever. So I do follow. Then it's a different story that I am active, even if then sometimes I attended, for example, the dinner in Milan when they do the kind of
very good
together. But to be honest, not so often because life is crazy, frankly speaking. Then clearly, when I got a call from you, from Francesca, she was attending the MBA with us, saying we are doing this.
Francesca Bruni,
this reunion. I, frankly speaking, appreciate a lot what you are doing because it comes for free. It comes in your little time, in your jungle of your life. So I said maybe I can give my little support. Like today, it's for me it's really little. I could do probably much more. But this is maybe the
okay, let's keep in touch then if you can do much
but
more.
Then you come here, you see, and probably sometimes maybe to me it looks like a different life, ages ago. Then you come here, you see some good friends, and you start thinking about MIB skiing and the theater and the challenging moments at the beginning. I was last night out with my sister here. And I was telling her that yesterday afternoon I was here presenting Whirlpool at the MBA students and the MIRM students. So we had a chance to meet yesterday. And I remember when I was driving back home yesterday, the day we finished MIB, I started crying a lot in that street because it was a challenging moment. Probably the challenging moment was the beginning and the end when you said maybe this year is gone. Clearly, we're still in touch if I think about Michele and other good friends, but there was a moment clearly that ended. You come here and it's nice to see again friends.
Thank you, Novella. You talk about the theater again. I think maybe for next year reunion, we can use Novella, Michele, and Alessandra in order to prepare some performing to introduce something new.
I would suggest other candidates.
Okay. Good. Francesco, please.
I don't follow the alumni as much as you would. Okay. As you know, I have a cooperation with the school, so I am in constant connection with the MIB School of Management, and I am in connection with my colleague and friends, of course.
Okay. Roberta?
Thank you. Of course, time is a limit, and social network and opportunity. So we can a little bit match I participate to some events because sometimes I come, and the reason is also because it's always a positive energy between people that participate to master. There is a fil rouge, something that link each other, even if we don't see so frequent. And in my case, today, really, I don't know so much people, but there is something you can find very quickly, something in common. Regarding the question of
the value of networks in general.
Yes, about knowledge.
In the knowledge economy, yes.
Yes, I would like to say that we have today an enormous quantity of knowledge and information at our disposition. It is impossible to manage all. But if you are in network with people that have some common with you and everybody is specialized in different fields, you can manage differently the information, helping each other or asking each other some advice for each field everybody follow or is specializing. So we have an enormous opportunity in this sense doing network.
Thank you, Roberta. It's very interesting because you mentioned something that I strongly feel. In the sense, I'm the president of the association because really I think there is this fil rouge. I feel this connection. So I have really true friendship with many of you here. And it may seem weird because some people say, but do you know her? I'm talking about Maria. She's a member of the board since I'm the president, so for a year and a half. And I talk to her a lot on the phone. I think I saw her twice or 3 times, but I consider her already a friend or one of my best friends. Paola Pines, she graduated MIRM last year, no, 2 years ago. Okay. And also she's doing some networking cafe in Brussels, but I talked to her a couple of times, but I also consider her a friend. So there is this feel, like you feel there are some barriers that are lowered and that you can connect to people, even if you did not see these people every day, daily basis. They are not part of your routine. So thank you for this. The fil rouge was very nice. Gianluca, please.
Well, when I was in Milan, I used to go very often to the, networking cafe.
So somebody is following actively. Yeah. Okay.
And I also did it here once. Do you remember that?
Yes, I know.
The group.
When
December.
When I put you in this as a speaker. Yes.
I joined this event with pleasure. I mean, whenever I have the chance to, why not? I mean, it's very important for me. And in fact, as far as the value of networking is concerned, well, I think about a quote. I don't remember the owner of this sentence, which states, "If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together." So if you want to go together, you have to connect with people, right? So being here, sharing experience with people perhaps you didn't know before, and you can even spot opportunities that you didn't think about before. So life is about meeting people, meeting new places, and embrace the differences, try to understand if you are in the right position, because while talking with people, in my opinion, you understand whether you are going to the right direction, So that's why networking is absolutely of paramount importance.
Okay, thank you. I see some other people are coming. I'm very happy. Now, we are supposed to have a coffee break. We will have it in a while. I am curious to see if you have questions as well for some of our speakers. Come on, they were really interesting. Okay, Riccardo, you save me.
I have a question for Michele.
See also some question for me, Alessandro.
So it happens always that in life you change companies. Some companies are bigger, some companies are smaller. Your jump seems to me quite extreme. I mean, you worked basically in big corporate environments for almost all your career, and then suddenly it's 7 of you. Can you elaborate how was the impact of this extreme jump of this dimension, and if it was what you expected in terms of, maybe you were expecting something else, or how did it look like? Because it's really extreme. It seems really extreme to me.
I was in AXA. I was head of something with people in my team. Now I'm still head, but in a company like made up of 7 people, you're a bit ahead of yourself. So before you had a team, now you are a kind of one-man show, because the concept behind We Specialty, the company I'm working with, is the combination of small entrepreneurial let's say, initiatives. I was the first one, and I created and I worked on the business plan for cargo insurance and political risk insurance. It was me building up the business plan, going with my bag in London and seek capacities, coming back and start marketing our offer, our product. So you see, from before, is yourself the only resource you have in such kind of context. I hope in 20 years' time we will still be there. There will be other people helping me out. But it is exactly what I did expect. I did know that there would have been pros and cons leaving a big corporation and going into a small one. But as I said before, the pros largely balance off the negative aspect. And what I was looking for is free energies and ideas. I know we should not make talk about ideas against others. But meaning working in a big corporation may have other pros and cons. And after 12 years, I needed, as I mentioned before, to free ideas and energies. And this is what is essential in our nowadays life, in our corporation, in our company. You need to think out of the box. When you are in the companies, you have an idea, and you have to go huge steps, lots of steps before your ideas get into the reality. In We Specialty, from the conception to the marketing is less than 2 months. So this is the difference, and what I totally love about my new experience.
Thank you, Michele. Yes, another question. Good. Alessandra says, they asked so many questions to me, now I should ask them something. I agree.
Okay. A question to everybody. Talking about the company you're working, which countries you're looking for? So in which countries do you think you can do more to expand your company or to be alive in this world? So the country you're looking for, you're interested, do you think you can do more?
Who wants to answer? Yes, which countries you think you could do more in terms of business, if I understood correctly?
But this is really a huge question, because in my case, for example, if I think about Whirlpool, so 5 years in Whirlpool now, the first 4 years I was working in the headquarters, so on Europe, Middle East and Africa. And at the beginning on Whirlpool brand and then on KitchenAid brand. Really different kind of, let's say, level of awareness, preference, conversion. So channels. So one thing is the kitchen channel. You mentioned you're an architect. For me, the main target audience is the design community. So in this case, there are some markets very advanced, Italy and France. Other markets where we can do much more. If I think about Russia, even UK, but it really depends on the kind of category you're thinking of. Now I'm in the Italian market, so I changed my hat. I'm managing the all brands, so the full portfolio. So there are 6 brands with the Italian perspective. And there is even another, let's say, opportunity, not market but channel. The online clearly is the big threat, but also the big opportunity, and the built-in channel as well. So I think it really depends on the category and on the channel perspective.
Anybody wants to add something?
Oh, Alessandra, my company is a regional. We work in Friuli and Veneto, but we are changing the strategic focus to go on and to continue the development. We are introducing specific competence in sustainability and integrated reporting that are the matters of today and tomorrow. So this is our way to go on in the market.
To expand, okay? Anybody wants to add something or?
I can answer for my part. In our group, as I said, there are some different companies in different phases of their life. The bigger one, that is Il Caffè, it is present in 140 countries because the company had historically the attitude to go abroad. But the attention is still to invest also in Italy, because if you want to have a good brand recognized for Italian quality, you have to be recognized for this, first of all, in your country, and then look abroad. So we want to do well always in Italy. Looking to development, we are from a lot of years present in USA, but USA is still one of the more interesting market, because if you want to go in a so huge market, you have to invest a lot, and now we are really bringing very good results, and also we purpose new products for USA. And the other very interesting part of the world is for sure all the Asiatic countries. And this we try to do also with small companies, because we, even if in a smaller way, we would like to follow the example of the first one. And but as the company are smaller, we have to invest in Europe to have a brand that is recognized in our territory. And also we look a lot at the USA, Asiatic countries, also for wine. And also because there is a very big trend for good quality products, Italian made.
Okay, so I would say we all need a coffee break. We should give them a big round of applause. I think they are very interesting. Thank you. Thank you very much to the speakers for your attention. I would say if we try to stick on time, we have 15 minutes. I would like you to be here 12:15 sharp, so we can start with the charity project by the MBA 29, okay? Thank you. Okay, so welcome back. Thank you for still being here with us. It's time for our annual assembly, and I'm quite happy to have this year something new. We have a very beautiful charity initiative, and I want to invite here on the stage to take the microphone two of the MBA 29. We have, I think, an engineer and a project manager. Where is she? Okay, I lost her. And they will present us.
We have to use this one, or does it work? Great. So we use this, right? Yeah. Let's Good afternoon, everybody. Sorry?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Yeah, don't worry. I'm not gonna steal more than 10 minutes. We're gonna go fast. So, good afternoon, everybody. On behalf of the MBA 29, MIB MBA 29, that is the current MBA, we are spread within this room. And during this 10 minutes presentation, I am Alessandro Iania, and she is...
I am Antonina Leggio.
We'll bring you through part of the amazing experience we are having this year here at MIB. It's gonna be a 10 minutes presentation, so it's not gonna take long, don't worry. I'm gonna use the arrows. No. It's not in the time, right? This. So I have to use this? No. 11 minutes, right? Yeah, I can manage. There's a roll. Does it work?
Oh, no. Oops.
Oh, it works. Okay. So it's going to be a 9 minutes presentation, and it's going to be divided into 4 parts. So we are briefly going to talk about who we are. Then we are going to tell you something about the master we are attending, the MBA, and in particular about one of the modules, that is the module of leadership dynamic. One of the challenges we have to carry out as part of this module, and at the end of the presentation, we are going to present you a charity project. Let's start. Who we are. That's our class this year, MBA 29. So I'm aware of the fact that in 8 months, we look like 5 years older. It's a demanding master. So I'm going to help you out. That's me, and that's my colleague, Antonina. I'm a mathematical engineer, and I'm trying to quit. So like MBA 29 is kind of my rehab. And Antonina is a project manager. As I said, one of the core modules that make MIB MBA stand apart from other MBA that there are in the market is the heavyweight that has the module of leadership dynamic. If we had to define leadership, we might define it like the ability to positively influencing the context. Julia before mentioned Tim Baxter. He's not here today, and I decided it was fair enough to dedicate him a slide. So one of the professors of leadership dynamic is Tim Baxter. That is this guy. And he uses to challenge us and to make us do simulation. And once he sees us failing, telling us stuff like, here, being average is not enough. Just no pressure, right? So, I think he's trying to kind of brainwashing us this year, okay? Like, guys, life is about losing equilibrium and getting it back. And that's why this year, before June, you all must be able to walk through a 10-meter slack line. Okay, I didn't really get the link. Anyway, 4 of us managed to do it. It was one of the challenge he threw at us. That's me. That's one of the 4 people that managed actually to walk through the slack line till now. So we're going to have 2 busy weeks falling off of that orange slack line. And probably because of the fact that only 4 of us managed to walk through, we didn't really bite off. Okay, this balance thing with this parallel, we still are not very sure about that. What we did bite off is that we are what we share. So we are here because we all share something. We are MIB alumni, and probably we all had some privileges for being here. And team managed to convince us about the importance of acknowledge these privileges and give something back to the community we belong. He persuaded us that giving something back and working to make someone else happy, you might get some happiness back. So we accepted, we were glad to accept this challenge, and we found ourselves, our MBA class, gathering and collecting ideas and sharing ideas about how to give back to the community. And that's actually where my colleague Antonina stepped in, because we did say that she's a project manager. What we did not say is that she was a project manager in Tanzania. She'd been working for an ONG, and actually, before being an MBA candidate, she did of giving back to the community her job. So that's when she stepped in, and that's when I leave her the floor.
Okay. Thank you, Alessandro. So my name is Antonina, but nobody call me Antonina. Everybody call me Nina. And so I'm Nina. I will introduce a little bit myself. So after my bachelor degree, I decided to apply for the Civil Service International for an NGO, and they accepted my application. So I went to Tanzania for 1 year to work for this project, Nkomanile Craft. And I spent my first year to work for this project. And after 1 year, my NGO asked me, why don't you continue to work for us? And I continued to work there in Tanzania for an agriculture project the second year. Then the third year, they asked me, why don't you continue to stay there? And they asked me to manage the project in zootechnical sector. So honestly, I don't know anything about tailoring agriculture and zootechnical stuff. So it was quite challenging, but it was an amazing experience to spend 3 years in the rural areas in Tanzania. So, and in this picture, I am on the track because I was working these are the women of the project, and we organized an event for St. Valentine's Day, and was called Break the Chain, is awareness against domestic violence. And 2 days before St. Valentine's Day, they passed to my home with this truck. And they say, okay, let's go to advertise the event, because there is no internet connection, so you cannot share your event on Facebook or Instagram. So I discovered that this is the way how they advertise the event. So we went around the rural area, around the village, to advertise the event, Break the Chain. So Nkomanile Craft was my first project, was my first love in Tanzania. So, So for this reason, I proposed this project to my class this year for the MIB in the community. So it's a women empowerment project. So we know that in that area, the gender inequality is a big issue. So they don't have right, they cannot be economically independent. Anyway, they found a way, because at the end of the month, when I had to pay the salary, sometimes they tell me, don't give me the entire salary, because I don't want to bring all salary to my husband, because keep, please, a part of the salary anyway, so I can buy, I don't know, a dress or a bag, without pass by my husband, because he will not accept. So, okay, I kept sometimes their money. So when they need, I give to them. So the project was born in 2011, but in the NGO, COPE, in 2008, they started to arrange a course, a tailoring course. This course lasted 3 years. So in 2011, we asked them, why don't we start to do a cooperative? So what we have learned, we can sell your product in order to grow economically. They started, they accepted. So after several years, so they started that they were only 7 women, and now in 2011 they are 23. And during the years we helped them to found some shop where they could sell their product in order to grow economically. So why should you help us? So if you are still here, you know that what does it mean, MIB spirit, as our Pilotto said. So the importance. No, he apologized. No, he apologized because he cannot be here. He told us that I'm sorry that I cannot attend. But so the importance of help each other, the importance to share experience, the importance to share the knowledge. So the topic wasn't MBA 29, the community, but was MIB in the community. So for this reason, we asked to join, and I really thank you, Dorina, that gave us this opportunity this year. And so this is and how you can do it. We prepare a box. So if you want, you can contribute to our cause. And the money that we will collect, the amount will be used to buy some sewing machine for the women in the project, and then all the implementation of the activity we will share on the Facebook page and in Alumni Association page. So thank you for your attention. I hope that I did 10 minutes and enjoy your day.
So thank you, Nina. Thank you, Alessandro. The presentation was very good, and you stayed really in the 90 minutes, 10 minutes. What I want to say is that maybe they can contact you if somebody wants to make a bank transfer as a donation and not put the money here. They can contact you. Maybe during lunch they can give, because you did not put your contact. So if anyone is interested in donating, please contact me or them. Or at the end, before going to lunch, if you are willing, you can leave a contribution in the box. Okay, thank you. Now, we didn't want to prepare so much to tell you about what we did. I think some of you follow us, some of you don't. So practically, we will have Maria speaking for about 5 minutes with, I hope, a nice video behind that will show you some of the activities we did. And afterwards, we are going to involve you in 2 short Mentimeter surveys where we are going to ask you 6 questions in order to get some feedback from you and to try to get you more involved. Since you are here, maybe more than 100 people, we hope we can gather some valuable feedback to try to improve and to, I don't know, to set some new goals for the association. So, Maria, please.
Hello, everyone. I'm Maria Trimarchi. I attended the 4th edition of EMIF in Milan, and I'm really happy to be here today to share with you all the activities, workshops, and seminars. We organized technical problems. It doesn't. Okay. So I will speak 4 minutes now. I can go.
Okay. While we wait for the technical problems to be solved, unfortunately we have an issue with the parking. If someone has a Range Rover parked here, blocking several cars, please move it before someone does for you. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm really happy to be here to share what we did and organized during this last year. Thanks to your participation, your active collaboration, because it's important to say that without the contribution of each of us, all these events that you are seeing couldn't have been possible. So you can see pictures and images running around me. After the annual reunion of 2018, we started talking about algorithms and statistical models with a workshop on machine learning organized in collaboration with Willis Tower Watson. We were in Milan, hosted in Willis Tower Watson offices. And Vittorio Magatti and other consultants, his colleagues, they guided us through machine learning history, and different models, and the application of these models in different industries. And after this first workshop, it was a success. We organized another one here in Trieste, hosted by Trieste Città della Conoscenza. And I'm going to introduce the third event through a question. Is it possible to turn a negative event into a new opportunity? Thanks to the Northeast chapter, they tried to answer this question, organizing an event, an initiative on serendipity at Lago company in Padua. And through the experiences of Michele Pan, Bernardo Bernardini, and Gabriella Iacono, they tried to explain us how to create our own fortune from personal experiences to business reality. And after their speeches and their experiences and the happy hour, there was also the opportunity to visit Lagos production plant. We concluded the year 2018 with a brunch to celebrate the anniversary, both the anniversary of MIB School of Management and the Barcolana anniversary. Then we started 2019 with an event organized with Newton and our alumnus Andrea Notarnicola and his colleague Eva Campi, both Newton partners, shared their experiences on how companies face cultural changes and how they help them to face the challenging transition. After that, Trieste Città della Conoscenza also hosted an event organized with MIB Trieste School of Management on web reputation and job research. And they helped us to understand how our digital reputation is becoming more important and has a big impact on how we are perceived from others and also by recruiters. And in addition to all these workshops and activities, we also organized informal ways to meet each other. And we had the opportunity to start a new networking cafe in new cities like Udine, Pordenone, Brussels, and Bologna. And I want to thank the colleagues that helped us to organize this new networking cafe. We would like to thank Paola Pinesic from Brussels, Irma e Claudio Dabroi for Udine, Patrizio Bortolus for Pordenone, Stefano Strami for Bologna, Marco Betteti, Giulia Quaglia, Valentina Maraldi e Luca Spiezza for Treviso. We also continued to organize our networking cafe in the usual city in Roma, Milan, Trieste, and Munich. And through our president, Dorina, we attended all the graduation day to welcome new graduates in the association. And we attended all the events of the school, open to all, like visit tours, company tours, and so on. And I would like to finish thanking you for all your participation and your contribution, saying that our association is open to welcome your new ideas and new ways to meet each other and share our experiences. So if you have any ideas, be free to tell us and we will support you. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. She was very shy. She told me she didn't want to do this. And I said, no, you have to do this because you are active. So I think she did an amazing job. Now I would like to present and to say thank you to one of the vice presidents of the association, Paola Sartori. She's the one that I told you she just came from China. So if you think she's not so shiny, it's just because she has a lot of jet lag still. So be patient. Now we are going to try and do the survey with Mentimeter and try to get you involved.
Good afternoon, everybody. Sorry for being late.
Qual è il primo facciamo il primo quello di comunicazione. So we would like to use this as we say. Okay, come on, engineers, I would expect more from you. Yes. Okay, so I would like you to, are you all connected? Have you seen the password and the Wi-Fi? I would like you to get your mobiles. Let me find, yes? So, the network is MIB Guest. And the password is, I will pass it or I can read it, 6014540810. I will also circulate it. You need it? I go and find some other, wait. Ce la posso fare? Password? Grazie mille, ciao.
Thank you.
Fate circolare. Password. And then circulate. Funziona il tuo? So let's wait some seconds so we see that everybody is connected. No? Connected, you're connected. You're connected. Ci sei? Allora. Okay, for the first time I will learn, and before you come here I will give everyone the password so we can skip this.
Are you already connected?
It's okay, you need to have a, yes. You can also use, but then we will show you. No, Paola, you should put first the, No. Yes. Aspetta che arriva. No, Paola, bisogna mostrare qual è il codice, dove devono andare?
Okay, there in the top you see that you have to go to www.menti.com and use the code 142669 so you can join the survey. And here we will see the results of the survey online. So while you have to, we will see the number of responses there in the corner down, and we will see the results and the answers of that question.
So you need to go on www.menti.com and use the code 142669. Did you understand? Everybody understood? No, you just go there and when you are on menti.com, they will ask you the code immediately. Are you sure? Are you on Menti, not Mentimeter? You see? www.menti. Scusa, forse devo fare una slide separata su questo. Menti.com, ecco. Plans, and then you have to put the code. Funziona. Are we there, everybody? No? Who is not there? Yes.
Yeah. And the question is, what are the social media profiles of MIB Alumni Association that you visit most?
And you do it, and we'll see it directly here. L'anno prossimo faremo una presentazione dove metterò su una slide. Okay, so what you see is your results. We have LinkedIn, the most used.
So up to now we have 55 answers.
Yeah, how many are we here? Wait a little bit, I think. Yeah. Who has to vote still? Who didn't send? One. Why is it not working?
I put the correct password, the line is this one, but perhaps it's my telephone.
Ah, ecco il tuo cosa non riesci. So, we can move to the next question. Okay, let's go. Next question. This is for our communication. Then we have questions for the activities in general. Ah.
Yes. Yes, it's allowed to vote more than one time. Please be honest with them. Don't do it.
But don't vote more than once, please.
Okay.
Don't try to influence my survey, Barbara, please. I'm kidding. Okay, next question. Ina.
What themes, topics would you like to see reported on our social media channel? Yes, right. This is, you have to write the answers. You have the space to write, I think, 3 answers. And we will see the result in a word cloud.
You can also write just one if you... It will help us know what to propose on social media and know that we get your interest. Because if we publish many things and then nobody cares about, it's useless for us to, to work like this. We need to get at least to 77. I saw we were 70 and something. I'm checking. 76 because Barbara was voting twice, yes. No, I'm kidding, Barbara, of course.
But in this case, if you have more than 3 things that you would like to see answered twice, that's okay.
Yes, for the open questions, it's perfectly okay. 81. Nobody's voting twice. Okay. Okay, we can move to the next one.
Now, we kindly ask you to take it seriously because this is the input we will use to work this next year, okay?
Okay, we can go to the next question.
In what form you would like these themes to be conveyed on our social networks?
Okay, we can move now. Now, we have another survey because with Menti, you can do only 3 questions at a time. So we had one for our social media communication to understand better how to structure it. And now we have a more general one about initiatives and ideas. And we will give you another code. And then we are all free for lunch.
Okay, now you have to enter again Menti and use this code to answer this survey that it is 930842. And the first question is, within the lifelong learning mission of the association, what arguments would you like us to focus on? And this is an open question.
Serious arguments. We can have fun and discuss about funny things during lunch or during dinner, but we are trying to be professional here. Thank you.
So think on the things that you would like to know from our side for the next year. Okay, we will use this information as an input.
So here we talk more about what we can organize. In the previous questions, we talk about what you want to read about. Now we talk about what workshops, events, seminars you would like to see so you can participate. Wow, 105. Can we move to the next question? No? Okay, we'll wait some more seconds. Some of them are repeating, yes, right? Ah, l'ho perso. Vabbè, meglio.
Okay, the next question is, if you were responsible for organizing the roundtable on the 2020 reunion, which topic would you choose? Remember that last year we had smart cities, this year we have circular economy. If you have any ideas for next year, we would appreciate it.
Some of you seem to have some issues with understanding the scope of this Mentimeter survey, but life is beautiful because it is perceived differently by every one of us. Okay, we can go to the last one, Paola, if we are okay. No? 84.
And the last question, can you think of a concrete idea, action, or event that the association could adopt to further increase engagement among its members?
This one is about engagement. I am quite satisfied with the level of engagement that the number of presences today demonstrates. So for me, this is quite important, but we are always looking for solutions, for means to try to better understand how would you give more priority to the MIB initiatives given your, again, yes? Okay, no comment. Yes, the code, with the code online, they can connect from anywhere, yes.
In any case, it's someone that has the code.
You know you have MAC number on the device you're using, right? You know that number is unique, right? Okay, thank you.
We can decide. I just decided I want to gather all this information, and then we can share it with you. Yes, we will share. Yes. Yes, we will. We will try to analyze a little bit the data, and then we'll share with you in June. After we need to take a break after organizing this, but then we'll work on it because it's been quite an intense month for us. So in June, we will, maybe in a newsletter, I will send everything to all of you. Are you offering? Yes? Okay, then I will. Okay, we have Katya to help us work on this, Paola. A full day of sport together. Slack, okay. Charity, okay. Job opportunities, I see this very often. We try to also collect and share with you all the job offers that you are signaling us. So all the ones that are present here, if you have job offers or you hear about job offers and you share them with us, we will have them also shared with the community. So feel free to signal. By the way, we do have a newsletter, so if there are people that don't get our newsletter, you can tell us so we can add your correct email to our mailing list. Okay, I also saw map. Okay, some of these things that you ask for are already done. Maybe they don't have enough visibility, so I would like to remind all of you of the LinkedIn group created by the school some years ago, which is called MIP Trieste School of Management Network, that contains more than 1,900 members, where we share information, sometimes job offers, and where you can filter and look for specific information about the members, so what master they have attended, where are they based now, what's their current job position, so you can do that already in this LinkedIn group. Okay, I think you're done. I hope I'm not that late. We can go to lunch. Thank you. One more thing. If you want to share the photos, please. Also remember to tag somehow the MIB Alumni Reunion 2019. And also, if you agree, you can send me some of the pictures so I can put the best of ones in an album. And the ones that are interested in the golf before going to lunch can come here to talk to Carlo. The other ones can move to lunch. Thank you.
So during several breaks, I have received information requests for the golf tournament, for the golf event tomorrow. If you want to receive more information, just stay here or join me here. I will give you all the answers you might want to receive. Thank you.